and welcome back to Talking Wednesday Extra. It is the draft update. Jack's not joining us because he's doing sport. How dare he do sport on when we talk about sports on a podcast?
He's going to Bakewell.
Is he? Indeed. Yeah. That's fun. I hate cricket. I used to like playing it, but it's so boring to watch. It is. It's so boring to watch. I've been invited to cricket before, and I'm like, there is nothing I could think of less that I would like to do. I enjoy two sports primarily. I like watching tennis and I like watching football. They're like my two sports. I
will watch any sport because I just like watching sports. Like, I'm a big fan of American football. I watch rugby.
I can't stand it.
I will watch cricket. I do like cricket. I like watching golf.
Golf's all right. I don't watch a lot of golf, but golf is actually interesting. Like, golf's something I want to play. My dad was a professional golfer
right.
in his youth. Not quite as good as my uncle, but yeah, he could have. But it was a case of like, and it's funny. He was that. But if we ever get I've never played golf.
If we ever get the chance, I reckon me, you, and Jack should go to a driving range and do a member video where who hits the longest.
Oh, I don't know though, because if Jack annoys us, we might end up doing a Last of Us with him. Anyway, let's move into the draft. So, Jake, how are you feeling before we go through all of this? Just stuff, because obviously you don't know the scores of things and the likes.
I think I'm doing ridiculously badly because my picks are just either benched, not playing, or injured.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, Jake. You've had one good week and we'll get to it. But at the end of this video, I'm going to be putting out a poll to our members. There's basically going to be 2 steal options from every team. So everybody on the Talking Wednesday podcast is allowed to protect 2 of their players. That means the other 4 players are open for theft. So 2 players from each person's team are going to be stolen, basically, and they are going to go into a pool. So 6 players are going to re-enter the availability pool with all the other players that are still available. That includes the likes of new signing Shea Charles, so it can work out. Then a random number generator is going to be used. Each player will be assigned a number, and a random number generator is going to be going to be used to basically decide 2 players that ends up on everyone else's team.
I'm really annoyed with how nice I was with Diaby with you.
Yeah, well, to be honest though, I would have hoped that he'd got it stolen off me anyway. Now, so that's one of the points. But no. To be honest though, Ioff has been injured, so it's not like I've got loads of points for him. Let's go through it anyway. So we'll start. The order I've got the teams in is it's Jake, it's Jack, Jake, and then myself. That's the way I've written it down. Every single week, even after the batterings we've had, I have had to tally up all of these points manually. Who scored absolutely crap the bed a few times, and just can't, and put Pierce Charles in defensive midfield, and I was like, wrong Charles, and stuff like that, and I was like, he didn't even play, so I had to kind of like work out all of that and what it actually meant. But here's it as follows. So the Leeds game on the 23rd of August, Jack had Beadle, who got him 2 points because he started.
Right.
Didn't get any goals or assists. Didn't get any. His rating was not above 7. And he didn't get any extras. So no blocks, no clearances. Weird for a keeper. No clearances, no that sort of thing. Valerie was his other defensive option. He got 2 points for starting. No goals or assists. However, this is what I'm saying about Valerie. I talked about in the recent Talking Wednesday podcast. His rating was above 7. It was 7 point something, I believe. So he got 2 points for the rating. And then he got an extra. So I don't know what the extras were. It's either a block, a clearance, a key pass. It's one of those. But he got 2 of those, which gives him 1 point. So Valerie got, against Leeds, 5 points. He then had Johnson, who's a midfield option for him. He comes off the bench, and that's all he did in terms of points and got him 1 point for that.
Right.
Jamal Lowe started, getting him 2 points, and he got an extra, which got him 0.5. So Jamal Lowe got 2.5. Masaba was the exact same. Started, got an extra for 0.5, 2.5. And then Smith came off the bench against Leeds, got 1 point. So Jack finished against Leeds with 14 points. Solid. Jake, so you started with Bernard in defence.
Yep.
That's 2 for starting. No goals or assists. His rating was below 7. But he got 4 extras, which gets you 2 points because it's 0.5 per extra. Yep. So Bernard got you 4 points. Not too bad. Palmer came off the bench. So overall, he got you 1 point. That's all he got. Ingleson started. 2 extras. 3 points.
Not bad.
Shalaver wasn't in the squad at all. 0 points. First nil point. Kabachi came off the bench, got you 1 point overall. McNeil wasn't in the starting 11, wasn't on the bench. Another nil point. You got the total for that week. Your total that week against Leeds was 9 points. Going on to myself, I had Iorfa, who started for 2 points, no goals assist, rating wasn't above 7. His extras, however, he had 5 extras,
wow,
which got 2.5. So Iorfa got me 4.5. Max Lowe started, but that's all he did, 2 points. Bannon started, got plenty of extras that totaled up to... I've done the maths wrong there. No, I've not. His extras. He got 6 extras, which got him 3 points. So Bannon's overall got 5.
Right.
5 points from Bannon. Windass started, 1 extra, 2.5 overall. Gassama came off the bench. I thought he'd be starting, so I took a loss on that one. But he did get an extra when he came off, so Gassama got 1.5. Ugbo came off the bench late on. I got a total on that week of 16.5. So I got the most amount of points against Leeds. Jack came second in 14. Jake, you came unfortunately last in with 9 points.
I think there can be a trend here.
Well, you never know, because next up we had Grimsby. So what I said is interesting about our draft is cup games are included. So you may be able to capitalise during the cup. Beadle. Obviously, he wasn't our starting goalkeeper, but he was on the bench. So he got a point.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I might have said that some people came off the bench sort of thing earlier. They could have just been on the bench and that got them a point. So they might have not come off the bench if I mentioned them earlier on. That is the part of it, starter/bench. Valerie wasn't in the squad at all, so no points for Jack there. Marvin Johnson started. He got 4 points for goals/assists.
Yep.
His rating was 7 point something, which got him 2 points. And he got 2 extras. So Marvin Johnson got 9 points against Grimsby. What a performance.
Did well there.
Yep. Jamal Lowe was on the bench, came off the bench, got 5 points in goals or assists. Rating, he got 2 for that because he got above a 7. Jamal Lowe came off the bench to get 7 points for Jack against Grimsby, which is ideal. Masaba wasn't in the squad. Smith wasn't in the squad. Jack finished Grimsby with 17 points. Jake. Bernard was on the bench, but he came off the bench, got 2 extras, 2 points.
Yep.
Not bad. Palmer started, 4 extras, totaling 4 points. Palmer got you 4 points. Ingleson on the bench, 1 point. Shalaber did start, but that's all he got in terms of points, 2 points. Kabachi, he started, 4 points for goals and assists. His rating got you 3 points because I think Kabashi just reached 8 on the points. I think he just managed it. Extras, he got 1 extra, 0.5. So Kabashi was our top scorer that game week. Oh, no, he wasn't. He was close to being top scorer. I've got top scorer, spoiler. 9 point. He got 9.5, Kabashi there.
That's decent. McNeil
started, but that's all he did. Got 2 points. So, Jake, for Grimsby, you got 20.5 points. 20 and a half. That's not bad at all. You beat Jack.
I'm a cup game draft picker. I'm not a league draft picker.
So I had a offer against Grimsby, who wasn't in the squad, no points. Max Lowe was on the bench, 1 point. Not a great start. Bannon was on the bench, but he came on, got 4 points in goals/assists, 2 for his rating, and 1 point for extras because he got 2 extras. So Bannon came off the bench and got me 8 points. Windass on the bench, 1 point total. Gassama wasn't in the squad, so again, I'm losing out on Gassama. However, Ugbo started... Goals and assists, 9 points.
Jeez.
Rating, 3 points because he got an 8 point something. Endurance, extras. I've been playing too much Fallout. Extras, he got 1 of those, so it's 0.5. Ugbo got 14.5 points alone against Grimsby, which meant that I got 24.5 points that week. So, Jack got 17. You got 20.5. I got 24.5. So you and Jack swapped round in that one. You beat Jack. Jack came last in the cup. Millwall is our last game to talk about. Now, there'll be bigger gaps between these episodes in future, so there'll be even more to talk about in terms of the results. But Millwall wasn't a great game all round. Okay, it was a low-scoring week in general. We'll start with Jack, who had Beadle. Beadle started, and he got 0.5 of an extra because he got a clearance or something, but it wasn't a full clearance, so he got half a point on the start. So he got a 0.25. So Beadle got 2.25 for that game. Valerie started, 2 extras, 3 points total. Johnson on the bench, only 1 point. Jamal Lowe started, 0.75 in extras. It's weird. We got a lot of half points in who scored that week. 2.75 for Jamal Lowe. Masaba, 2 points for starting. 1 extra. He got 2.5 overall. Smith was on the bench, but he came on and he got half a point in terms of extras. So he got 0.25, 1.25. So Jack ends Millwall with 12.75. A respectable score for quite a quiet week. Yeah, exactly. Jake, so you had Bernard.
Yep.
Bernard was 2 points for starting. He got 2 extras, so Bernard got you 3 points. Then it went to Palmer, who was on the bench, but he came on and he got an extra, so 1.5. Ingleson on the bench, got an extra, 1.5. So you're getting points around there. Chalobah wasn't in the squad, got no points. Kabachi, 1 point in total because he was on the bench. Didn't do anything else. McNeil wasn't in the squad whatsoever. No points. Jake, that week you got 7 points.
Yeah, take it.
Okay, so it was quite a poor week against Millwall. We got beat 3-0 though, so that's always going to happen. Iorfa wasn't in the squad at all, so I got no points. Max Lowe, 2 points for starting, 1.5 points in extras, which is not bad. So he got 3.5 total. Bannon started, also 1.5 in extras, so 3.5. Josh Windass was on the bench, got a full point in extras, so we did 2 extra activities, which got him 2. Gassama started this one, but that's all he got, so he got 2 points for me. Ugbo started, got 0.5 points in extras, 2.5. So I finished that week with 13.5. So that week, I came first with 13.5, Jack came second with 12.75, and Jake, unfortunately, came last with 7. How do you feel?
I'm a cup game player, not a league player.
So, interesting stats on that. Without being smug, I got quite lucky. I came first on every single week, but that will change, I'm sure, with the steals that come up. Highest performing players, Ugbo, Kabachi because of the cup. Yeah. It's mainly because of the cup. Johnson ends up being one of our highest performing players. I'd say the most consistent player who doesn't ever get below like 2-3 points is Bannon.
Yeah.
He always gets points on the board. So I'm quite happy I've got him. The totals, I am in first with 54.5 points after those fixtures. Jack is in second with 43.75 points. So I've got over a 10-point lead at the minute, but that's going to change rapidly. And Jake, you are just coming up behind with 36.5 points total. But there's a lot of the season to go and a lot of twists and turns.
Yep.
You're very quiet.
I'm very quiet because A, it's a lot of numbers. I don't do numbers very well. And B, I'm just trying to think what I'm going to do next.
Well, here's the thing. This is what you're going to do next because Jack couldn't come on, so I told him the way this is going to work. We can protect 2 of our players from the new steal.
Yeah.
So 2 players we're definitely going to lose. That's going to be voted by our members. The 2 players we can protect. So the 2 players that I am going to protect, which is interesting because I could really do with protecting someone like Max Lowe, who's consistent, and Gassama. But I am going to protect Bannon and Ugbo. So they are my protected players. Jack has decided to protect Masaba. And he also decided to protect Jamal Lowe. So they're the 2 players that he's protected. So he could lose if the audience decided to steal Johnson, who's very good for him in the cups, and I think will feature more. So that's interesting. Jake, not spoken to you about this. Out of your 2 players, who would you like to save from the steal?
Bernard. I'm going to go Kabaki. And that was a tough one call. I'm going to take Ingles, do it at Ingles, and I'm going Kabaki because he could help me in the cup, and I'm hoping he starts playing a bit more regular.
Okay, so Jake, you're saving Bernard, Kabachi. That's fair. I'll say, as I said, I'll save Ugbo. Bannon. And Jack will save Masaba and Jamal Lowe. Which means 2 of these players from Jack's side are going to go back into the pot for a random number generator. That is Beadle, Valerie, Johnson, and Michael Smith. They go back into the... 2 of those players will go back into the pot voted for by you guys. Out of Jake's, Palmer's up for grabs, Ingleson's up for grabs, Shalaba's up for grabs. He's going to want you to steal Shalaba, basically. Yeah. McNeil is up for grabs.
You know what I just realised as well? Everybody got an injured player.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Worker got Valor and you got Iorfa.
Yeah, exactly. The audience won't steal those, though.
No.
They're the ones that are staying in. I'm telling you that now. I have got, that could be available for steal, Iorfa, Max Lowe, Josh Windass, and Gassama. So all those players, 2 of those players out of each of our sides can go into the pot. So that's 6 players added. But they join the likes of Patterson, that wasn't picked by anyone, Awekwe, Shay Charles, who is the new signing, you know, so he joins the pot. And they're all going to be assigned random numbers. Random number generators are going to happen.
You've also got Sean Fuse that needs to be put in as well.
He will be put in, yep. So he will be in there and get put in there properly. And that way, those players are going to see us, whichever comes first, Christmas or the international break. That's what's going to happen. And then we're going to do another switch, basically.
Well, international break is the next one, isn't it? So it's October.
Yeah, okay. So that's going to happen until the next international break, and that's going to be the way we do it. But any final thoughts before we wrap up this episode of Extra Jake?
I need more points.
Yeah, he's basically going to beg you to get rid of his injured players, but I would say you're probably not going to do that. I would like to say, please do get rid of our injured players to keep it interesting. But members, you support the channel, it's completely in your hands. But for now, guys, take care, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday Extra.
See ya.